Slakia, can you help me with this camera? Welcome to the show. Let me tell this sister this. Did it go? I don't think it went through. Is it the what? Yeah, the water, brother. See, it's just got that slant at the top. Perfect. Wow. Okay, the sister says, because you don't vote at all in the smaller elections at all, you can even campaign to get yourself on the ballot. Black men are the most absent from the whole process, but the most vocal when they don't get what they want. So I'm going to ask the sister, what is it that Black men want? since you just already put it in there and injected that that's what black men want.
And I love this because Nick, no shade, but sometimes our folks, including you right now,
I'm gonna play that shit. Voting is not brotherhood, man. All right. It got to a point to where today was coincidentally, and I don't believe in coincidences, but coincidentally today was parent-teacher conference day. So there was no school today on election day. And this push to go out to the polls, it's so goddamn annoying. How can anybody call somebody else a coon and you go and vote? You ever see celebrities tell people to go vote? It is an absolute coon show. There's a song, a dance, there's a sticker. You get a sticker to put on to say, I voted today. Black people have a lot of insecurities. And one of our insecurities makes us feel as if we have to be a part of something. We have to be a part of a team. That gets forced and pushed so much. Even if we disagree with what the team is saying, we're still going to side with the team just because we're part of the team. It's the oldest thing and it's just annoying. And every time the question gets asked, what has voting done for Black people? There is no answer. I've heard one answer before, and they said healthcare. And I've never seen the facts, the statistics about Obama's healthcare specifically helping Black people. I haven't seen it. I don't know how that trickles down to helping and aiding Black people. That one?
Counselor, if I could, First Samuel chapter 8.
Say that again.
First Samuel chapter 8, 1 down to.
It's go vote everywhere, all damn day long. It gets annoying. I haven't seen this sister in such a long time. Angela Rye, I haven't seen her in such a long time. Look what pops up. This video clip of her pops up today. I seen it today on my timeline. I haven't seen Angela Rye. Not to cut you off, Rye. I haven't seen Angela Rye in I mean a year probably. But all of a sudden, her video pops up and is everywhere of her conversation with Nick Cannon. And she just takes the snippet of what she says, her soundbite, and the push for voting. Nick Cannon said something about not voting. I don't think Nick Cannon votes. I've never heard the full conversation. You can't get I don't know where the full conversation is. Maybe I'll try to look it up, whatever. But she cuts out what Nick Cannon says and just plays her soundbite. All right. Go ahead, though.
This is very heavy, you know what I'm saying, towards, you know, how we are as a people, because it's directly from the scriptures. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 1. And it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his son judges over Israel.
Go ahead. Say it again.
1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 1.
Let me grab it. Slack.
Okay.
1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 1.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Now the name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second Abiah. They were judges in Beersheba. And his son walked not in his ways, but turned aside after Liquor, and took bribes. It's like it took bribes and perverted judgment. Verse 4. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. It's like, if I could, this right here, you know what I'm saying, is parallel. I would definitely say parallel to today's time. Because of course, you know what I'm saying, we're not following after, you know, the ways of our forefathers. Scripture tells us, you know what I'm saying, honor thy father and thy mother, right?
Right.
You know, so we're supposed to follow after, you know, and serve the same gods, keep the same customs, keep the same, you know, culture, of course, though, regardless of what society that we are in, of course. But even here, you know, we have asked for a king to rule over us, not because it is something good for us, but so that we can be like the other nations.
Right.
That similar spirit of, you know, what happened in the garden, of course. And the same thing today. It's just like, hey, we need a right to vote. Somebody, so there's this a white comedian that came out and he talked about how white women hijacked, you know what I'm saying, the woke movement. And it was horrible because, you know, he was pointing out, you know, how white women has, you know, basically, you know, gotten our sisters, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, go against us, go against the black men, you know, the lack of support, you know, that LGBTQ movement, of course, though, abortion and everything else, though. And today we're going out and we're asking to put someone above us, some elected official, to make judgments over us, not according to the ways of our forefathers, not according to the ways, you know what I'm saying, that the Most High has set it up, of course, but according to another nation, another, you know what I'm saying, another custom, another society. And they don't know how we are as a people. They don't know what's beneficial for us, but they only tell us what they want us to do.
Okay. Is this the precept? Is it verse 6? Is that what you read? Or verse 5?
Verse 5 is
okay.
the meat of that, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. Read it again from the top.
From verse 5?
Verse 1.
Okay.
Because it's two parts to it. It gives us, shows us what Black leadership has become. Okay. And the reason why Black people want to be politicians The only reason why black people want to be politicians is to make money. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. Like after Barack Obama and in the past couple of years here in Syracuse, I'm just speaking on Syracuse, let's see black politicians out of everywhere. And I just be like, what? Even in a political mindset, because I study political science, even in a political mindset, I'm like, what qualifies you to be a politician? And I'm looking at this person, that's my brother or my sister, and I'm just like, you just want to make some money. And this is just a good job, easy job for you. Because what can a politician tell me that I always hear? And the sister said that. She said, because okay, I'm gonna play this clip and then I'll go into that. But I'm just gonna put this out here before Thawon reads down the whole precept, right? What can a politician do that any other person can't do? What is it that a politician does that you can't just do? It doesn't. Just for people who do vote and who love voting and thinks that voting helps and voting works and voting is part of the solution. What the hell does voting do? What does a politician that you vote for, put him in office, what does he or she do that you can't do? Go ahead, Calvin. No. I want you to go ahead and read that.
Okay, 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 1. And it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel.
Okay. What he did was he did the right thing. All right, because what your son did, your son followed you in your career path or your lifestyle or whatever. Okay, that's how things run. That's how everything operates. Okay, so Samuel, who would know how Samuel, ruled over Israel? Directed Israel, provided for Israel, gave instruction to Israel, counsel, pushed the law, statutes, and commandments. Who would know that more than his sons? Nobody, because his sons was rocking with him. So his sons was with him. So he made them judges over Israel. Okay. We think because of Christianity taught us a complete lie. I got you your questions after what? We'll do your question on that breakdown after we go over this topic. The why. We think because of Christianity has taught us that the Bible isn't really real. Christianity does not believe in the Bible. They don't. They'll go to church on Sunday and say, Jesus Christ is the head of my life. Jesus Christ and God, the God of the Bible, he changed my life. God, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But you go and vote. Your leadership that you want above you has nothing to do with the Bible. They don't care about the Bible or believe in the Bible. What people believe in the Bible? Politicians believe in the Bible? We all know that's not true. But you say that you believe in the Bible, but then you go and put your all into America's system, the government system, how it is supposed to flow, how it is created, what it's for. You really believe it. You believe it. You believe that America is for you. I'm going to play this clip with this sister said. You're going to be like, what? Hold up. What? This can't be right. But this is what we all believe before coming into the truth. This is what we all believe in Christianity. This is what we all believe in America. We all believe in the when I say America, I'm talking about the religion of America, the philosophy of America. All right. When the Bible has how we are to rule over each other, how we are to govern each other. It has that in the Bible. You think that the Bible is just a fairy tale, Noah's Ark. Naked people in a garden, eating apples from snakes. That's what you believe. Jesus dying for everybody on the earth. You believe this. You believe in the fairy tale. So you don't believe that the Bible is concrete to really fix you. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Now the names of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second was Abiah. They were judges in Beersheba. And his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after Liquor.
Which is money, which is riches, which is wealth. Okay. All right. This is when we read the Bible and we see how things are set up, and we see that somebody goes off and does wrong, we should stray away from it. We should look for it to happen if the person is not right with the Most High, if he's not in the truth, if he doesn't care about the law, statutes, and commandments. If a person is like that, then what are we doing with them? You understand what I'm saying? We should walk. We should. That's when this is for our correction. The scriptures are for our learning. That's what Paul said. That's what the scriptures said. The scriptures are for our learning. But turned aside after lucre. Keep going.
And took bribes.
And did what?
And took bribes.
And took bribes. People don't understand this voting thing is just so, it's not real. It's not real. Like I said, voting is only, okay. Voting is like the sex of a honeymoon. Like you just feel like this is it. That everything is right here. So you get the enjoyment, but you don't understand the marriage, or you don't know what's really going on. You know, you ever hear people say the honeymoon phase? You're just in a mentality of euphoria that you're part of a team. And if your person gets elected, yay, we won. That's what it is all about. That's what the election process, campaigning and voting is all about. For you to have something in your mind, for you to be mentally stimulated, but something's not really there. That's what's happening when you vote. Because you campaign and you go and vote and you go and say, yay, yay, yay. And you just make this thing out of your life. And nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. Where it says take bribes, what is that today in politics? What is that today in politics? There are company interests. There are company interests where there's money involved with politicians and organizations or companies, right? The Democrats are pro-abortion. Do the Democrats get funded by Planned Parenthood? Yes. They get money from Planned Parenthood. So the Democrats can't talk against abortion. You don't get Democrats to talk against abortion. Why? That's where all their money comes from. So they push this thing because it's if they care or not. I've heard Barack Obama say it. I've heard Al Sharpton say it. I've heard Jesse Jackson say it. All politicians will say, well, that's my personal belief, or this is my religion. However, as a politician in America, I believe everybody should have their rights. You speak on what pays you. You speak because they pay you. They keep the machine going, just like the Republicans, the NRA. So the Republicans are big gun people. Yeah, guns, 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 guns. They don't care about guns. They don't care about you need a gun to protect your family. They could give a damn about that. The NRA and all these gun organizations and gun companies pay the Republicans. So the Republicans in every speech talks about guns. It keeps the machine going. And your dumbass is sitting there going, yeah, it's a woman's right to choose. See, I'm free. I can speak my mind. You don't say anything in what you constructed. That's politics. How it says took bribes, meaning that the priests are up there, or the judges, excuse me, because this is Samuel. The judges are there, and the judges do what? They rule and they govern based off of the money. That's the court system. That's politics. They don't care about you. You go to court, they could care less. They don't know who you are. They just take the paper. Okay, Smith versus the United States of America. Okay, I got this here. Da, 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 da. What do you have to say, prosecutor? What do you have to say, defendant? Okay, da, 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 da. And this judge is getting paid by the private sector for the prison companies. Doesn't that come out all the time? Like every 2 or 3 years, we find out another judge was getting paid to lock people up. You think that's the only judge? You think this is the first time? Everybody gets paid to lock you up. The officer comes to the court because he's going to get some type of a bonus for all the tickets that he writes. And he shows up in court. This is how we shouldn't run our lives. And it says it right here. It was done here, and it was done in wickedness. Keep going.
In perverted judgment.
In perverted judgment. Now, we're going to do it amongst ourselves. This is why the law, statutes, and commandments, this is why the Most High implemented and set everything up for the 12 tribes of Israel. First, we must understand that, okay? Because we would be wicked if Esau didn't exist. We would. We would find a way to go against the laws of the Most High, because the laws were only given to us, right? So we have to conduct ourselves in a particular manner. And when that happens, that we go off and we're wicked, the Lord shows us and he punishes us, and he shows us right here in these scriptures. So let's not be like them. Let's have judges that are righteous judges. Let's have righteous judges who judge righteously according to the law, statutes, and commandments, according to the word of the Most High, according to how we should be compassionate and brotherly towards each other. That's what this scripture is about. And perverted justice. And perverted justice. When a black person, and I'm saying black, all 12 tribes, becomes a politician for the majority, not all of them, but they pervert justice. They don't know what to do because they're following something that's outside how the Most High has it set up. Keep going.
Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel, unto Ramah.
Right.
And said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations.
There you go, Thou pull this precept because of the voting. Now you're going back to all the nations, wanting to be like all the other nations around you. And this is a problem that continues to exist with our people. Israel always wants to be like the other nations around them. The reason why we vote as a people is because we want to be white. It's about equality, and we want to be equal to white people. The reason why we have Masons and fraternities and sororities, the reason why we have this group and that group, why we join politics and join America is for equality. Because you don't understand that you're better, but you want to be like the other nations. You just want to be like white people. you'll feel that their system is the right way to be. Go ahead, Al.
So like if I could drop down to verse 7 and then drop down to verse 11 for the main points. It says, and the Lord said unto
No, go right ahead, though. Read
Read
6.
six?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
go ahead. Might as well read 6.
Okay.
But read that part again, the end of 5.
Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations.
Like all the nations. This is why we should be separate. This is why it is important for us to be separate. And we're not talking about a physical separation. We're talking about, because a physical separation happens anyway. All groups of people live amongst their own people. Every nation is like that. So it's talking about a spiritual separation. A spiritual separation, because you already want to be physically separated. You just looking on the outside, looking down the street at the other nations, and you want to be like them. Why do we have a nation of Islam and a Moorish Science Temple, Islam and Islam this and Islam that? Because you want to be like another nation of people. Pan-African this, Pan-African that. Africa, Ethiopia, Nigeria, all this other mumbo jumbo about Africa. Why? Because you want to be like the other nations. You want to be like the other nations. You crave and desire to be like the other nations. So we got to have a king like the other nations. You are around Edomites, the oppressor, and you just want to be like them. And it's pointless. It's taking away your fervor. It's taking away your life. Why? So I can show them that we really not monkeys. I want to show them that we not slaves. I want to show them that black people can do it. Anybody ever heard that? Anybody ever thought that? That's how we lived our life. We lived our life because we want to show that we do it. Care about them. They charged that Capitol building, and first thing black people said, if it was black folks, we showed up with, yeah, you're right. But let white people do it. Who cares? I remember, man, after George Floyd, every city went on a rampage protesting in the streets. Now, we know there was the whole thing behind it, the conspiracies and the white folks behind the Black Lives Matter, all that, yeah. But when the sneaker store downtown style one on Salina Street, what is that, the Villa? When a brick got thrown through there, the coolest brothers that they cool, they hip hop, they thugging, they, high fashion. They so cool, they said, we shouldn't destroy our own. I'm like, who the hell cares? Stop trying to be like these other nations. Go ahead.
Verse 6. But the thing displeased Samuel.
You see what I'm saying? It's displeasing to Samuel. Because we have issues amongst ourselves, what did they want to do? What did we want to do? We had an issue amongst ourselves. We had these judges, we had our leaders, and he was corrupt. They was perverting justice. They was wrong. They were wrong. And what did we want to do, Val?
We want to put somebody else over and make the decision, make the judge.
Right? But what do we want to do? What was the spirit behind it? Same thing that we're doing to this day. What is it that we want to do?
Rebel.
Not rebel. Yeah, rebel. But the reason why you went to this scripture.
Oh, let our voices be heard in both.
Right. But why?
You want to be like everybody else.
That's it. Because we can't fix it. We can't fix our own problems. We won't say that in public on the lights. Like, we won't say black folks can't fix their own problems. We'll come around it and say we can do it through this way or that way. Bottom line, black people, we messed up with black people. Oh, that's how they do it over there. That's how the Asians do it. Meaning the Asians have the solution for black problems. The Europeans have the solution for black problems. The Hamites, the Africans, have the solution for black problems. The Arabs have the solution for black problems. Let's follow their methodology. Let's go get the Quran. Let's get the Quran, and now we'll read and study the Quran because it'll fix the black man in America. The Quran can't fix nothing. Let's go get this or do it this way because their way can fix us. That's what we're saying to the Most High God. That's what we're saying to our King, Yahawashi Mashiach. We're saying, you couldn't really fix us. Don't you hear that? When we bring up what? When do you hear that? It really couldn't fix us. Have you ever heard that? In the I.S.U.P.K, it's something that we bring up and that we teach. And people say, it couldn't fix us. Yeah. People believe the law of God doesn't work. It's imperfect. It can't work. Can't nobody do it. Can't nobody keep the law, statutes, and commandments. What is y'all talking about? That won't work. Christianity believes, as you believing and teaching and following after other nations. Because you are an Israelite and this is your life. There is no choice if it works or not. This is just your existence. Don't eat pork. That's just your existence. It's part of your law of who you are. Don't marry and have sex with the other nations. That's who you are. The law is your life. You look at an Arab, you already know his religion. Am I right or wrong? Nobody ever says to an Arab, Merry Christmas. You don't say that. Why? Because you just automatically know that Arabs are entrenched with what their religion is. Hindus, East Indians, same thing. Asians, Chinese, same thing. Japanese, same thing. You go to these countries, it's 70 or 80% of all the people in this country believe in this. You are to be like that. It doesn't work. What are you talking about? It doesn't work. What? What are they talking about? Is it hard not to eat pork? I don't even think about it. It's not a big deal. You ever have beef bacon? Yo, what is y'all talking about? You don't even have to think about pork, but you just, oh my gosh. The scripture says, and his laws are not grievous. It's not. It just becomes part of your life. You good. The national anthem, come on. Do you stand up? No, you just sit down. You cool. This is part of your life. They can't kick you out. What, they gonna kick you out? Are you afraid? What are you talking about? It's okay. Verse 6, but the thing displeased Samuel because you just trying to bring in something else for no reason. This is not who you are. This is why we are in the condition we're in. Go ahead.
When they said, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of thy people, in all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me.
They have done what?
They have rejected me.
They have done what?
They have rejected me.
Keep going to vote. Keep following the American government system is the way to go. Keep doing it. You're not rejecting the I.S.U.P.K. They swear they're rejecting UPK. You think you're rejecting them crazy niggas that's been saying they Jews since the 60s, that they say they the Hebrew Israelites and Jesus is black and God is black and keep the law. You're saying and you're thinking that you're rejecting commanding General YAHANNA and UPK. You're thinking that's what you're doing. When really you're rejecting the Most High. You're rejecting the Most High. How heavy is that? You're rejecting the Most High. You're rejecting God, the God of the Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And you go to church and you scream and shout and you scream for God to save you. You reject him. You go and vote. You go and be an American. So the Most High says, give them what they want. What scripture is that? A precept. You can paraphrase it. Romans chapter 1, verse 28. I'm just going to say it real quick. Romans chapter 1, verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Meaning, he let you do it. You want it? Make me think of that movie, what's the movie with Morgan Freeman back in the 80s? What's that movie? Fair East Side. Lean on me, the water. He said, jump off the building. You smoke crack, don't you? Teachers would look at that like what? Administrators would look at that like what? That guy's crazy. He told the kid, nah, he's right. You smoke crack, that means you want to die. Go ahead, die then. That's what the Most High is saying. Let them give them what they want. The water, lean on me, the water. Give them what they want. That's what you want. Go ahead.
But they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them.
You don't want the Most High to rule over you. You don't want this authority. You went out and voted today because you don't want Jesus Christ to rule over your life. You do not want him to rule over you. You do not want Yahweh Shai Mashiach to rule over you. You don't want the black man to rule. You don't want the black man to be in power. You don't want commanding General YAHANNA. You don't want the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers. You don't want that. You want what everybody else wants in America. To get high, to party, to do what the hell you want. Go ahead,
It's sloppy, if I could. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, when a kid doesn't want to do what the parents, you know what I'm saying, tell them to do, they try to leave. Or they'll depart, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the same thing in this particular case. Because we don't want, you know what I'm saying, to bear the reward for our misdeeds and whatever else. we don't want to serve the Most High. We don't want anything to do with the Most High. Because if we, you know what I'm saying, we're underneath the Most High, that means we get punished for our deeds that we're not supposed to do.
Just do the judges, just give the judges that were wrong, just push out the punishment. Right? In chapter 3, when those brothers went wrong, when they went wicked, when they broke the laws of the Most High, when they sinned, yeah. You know, Samuel, they sinned. What's the Lord say? Okay. All right, brothers, y'all gonna have to come on down. You're gonna have to do this, and this, because you went off, you went wicked, you did wrong. Oh, yeah. Okay. We got brothers out here that's gonna take that position to judge. Boom, and they're gonna do right. Nah, black people can't fix black people. Niggas can't do that. You think like a slave before you even have the opportunity to be in power. Like as soon as the first thing goes wrong, you want to go back to being a slave. That is exactly what happened to us in 1865. That was Juneteenth. People never finish the story about Juneteenth when they say the general went down there finally in Texas and he told those slaves on the plantation, you're free. And he went to the plantation house, he knocked on the door, and he told them, the Union has won the war. There is no more Confederacy. You have to let your slaves go. No. By the way, here's your money. I gave every plantation owner some money, a great sum of money. And then when the slaves would get ready to walk off the plantation, the slaves said, but where would we eat? What food would we eat? What jobs will we have? And they created a system to where the slaves would depend on. And we can figure. No, let's. In 1866, 1867, 1868, there was a Reconstruction period where they had black politicians. All these black politicians. And what happened? I said this to Sharif Bey years ago. I had a conversation with Sharif Bey, and he said, man, we did that. We can get it. Because I was like, we're not supposed to get involved with politics. Why? Why get involved with politics? We've been getting involved with politics since 1866. Yes. And where are we? Where are we? You know what somebody said was it last month or 2 months ago? They said, whew, black people deserve a hand. I'm so proud of black people. We came to this country, and when this country first existed, came together, we were 13% of the population. And look, we still 13%. They tried to kill us all. I said, that's not a benefit. But black people believe because we're still 13%, and white people try to murder us and kill us off and take us away. I said, don't you know? Your slavery, right? I won't say nothing specific. But when you put something in, don't you want an investment? Don't you want something to grow? What? Who the hell comes up with a grape company, right? And I got 4 grape seeds. Do I want 4 grapes in return? I want to plant the 4 grape seeds so that I can get at least a vineyard of grapes. Then I'm going to take that line of grapes and plant seeds to create more and more grapes. That's business. That's nationality. That's just life. What doesn't grow is dead. Yo, what the hell is we talking about? We just want to be like the other nation. We won't even give it a chance. Damn, Samuel was still alive. He didn't even die yet. Samuel didn't even die yet. He said the elders of Israel came to Samuel and said, look, man, your sons is wicked. Your sons is horrible. We want a king like the other. He's not even dead. They didn't say, Samuel, your sons is wicked. Let's go check your sons. Let's go get these other men. They righteous. Let's look for these righteous men that want to rule and do it right. Go ahead.
Verse 8. According to all the works which they have done since the day that I have brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee.
Why do we always say, when I say we, I'm talking about voters. What do voters always say about politicians? What's something they always say, Darwin? Or anybody? What do they always say about politicians? Or voting and, what do they always say? What do they know? And then you're like, so why did you vote? Go ahead.
Salaki, that they have to take care of the needs of others before their own.
Not that one. It's a little even more grimy. It's just a little more grimier than that. What's a joke that people have about politicians?
It's like, is it if you want something done, do it yourself?
No. Because they'll go and vote for a politician. They'll say, all politicians are corrupt. They'll say that. You ever heard people say that?
Yeah.
All politicians are corrupt. He's a politician. You ever hear people talk about politics? He's a politician. He's going to lie anyway. But they go and vote for him? Why do you think people do that?
The honeymoon phase.
So that
The honeymoon phase. It just feels good to go out and say, I voted, I did something.
that's it. But what else do you think? It allows you not to do it. It allows you not to do the work. You understand what I'm saying? It allows you not to go out and fix these problems. Because the politicians should do it, but the politicians are all corrupt. So it takes the accountability off of you, and you just say it's all the politics. All these politicians are liars. So why the hell do you vote? I sit and have conversation for hours with a Democrat telling me that I need to go and vote. And because it's black men like me that don't vote, you ruin it for everybody. And then we start talking, and then I start teaching them about politics because they don't even know politics. They don't. I'm sitting here having this conversation with this old brother, this dumb knucklehead who just follow everything. And I said, what are the three branches of government? Couldn't tell me. Yo, what is you voting for? You don't even know what's going on. The average American does not know the three branches of government, The average American doesn't know there are 50 states, They damn sure, the average American damn sure can't tell you what? The names of the states. They can't do that. How many stars are on the American flag? They can't tell you none of this stuff. They don't know no laws. They don't know about the process of making a law. Schoolhouse Rock didn't do that. I'm just a bill on Government Hill in 30 years. That's a 40-year-old cartoon. Am I right? They don't teach that. Nobody knows that. I think it was, type in down one, I'll type it in. Excuse me. The water for your patience. Just trying to, I know it's like a crazy percentage. Listen to this. Apparently 13% of Americans don't know who the first president of America was. Thought one. 13%. 13%. Only 22% of Americans know the number of the president that we're on now. That's tough. That's a hard one. And only 22% know. But they'll vote for the president. That one. So what's that? 88? So 88% don't know. Or 78, the water. Salakia. 78% of Americans don't know what number president we're on. And they call me stupid for not voting? Dummy, you don't even know who you voting for. Do you know what America is? Go ahead. Were you going to say something? Okay. Go to verse 9.
Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 9. Now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and shew them the manner of the king that shall reign over them.
Keep going.
And Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people that asked of him a king.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariot, and to be his horsemen. And some shall run before his chariots. And he will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over fifties, and will set them to air his ground and reap his harvest, and to make his instruments of war and instruments of his chariots. And he will take your daughters to be confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers. and he will make your fields.
He will take your field.
It's like, and he will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the very best of them, and give them to his servants.
Isn't that America? Isn't that America? Don't you have to pay taxes on everything that you get? Don't your sons have to join the military? Don't your daughters have to I know the black woman loves to work for the white man. Not all sisters, but I'm just saying. Isn't that what he's saying? He's saying now the focus won't be on the Most High. Now the focus is on who? The king that you want over you. The Most High don't come down and say, give me all your grapes. Give me all your daughters to be my cooks. There was order. The only thing that we had to do was the tithe. We had to do it, give to the Levites, the priesthood, this, and this. We had them structured laws on how everything was done. Yeah, we good. Now you're going to have a king that's just going to want all your sons. He's going to want all your daughters. Aren't taxes harder to deal with than tithes? You niggas hate tithes. And I'm saying niggas because of your mentality. You hate the concept of tithes. But my goodness, my internet bill, Spectrum, if I'm one day before the bill is due, Spectrum will call me it's just a robot call. And it's just got me in the loop. I'm talking about the day before the bill is due. I'll get 6-7 calls that day. This is Spectrum reminding you. This is Spectrum reminding you. Yo, I gotta pay this bastard everything. He gotta get his everything. But when it comes to tithes, with them fake camps, when it comes to donations or something, the fake camps say, they had the bucket out there in the I.S.U.P.K. Man.
It's like in verse 15, and he will take the tenth of your seed and of your vineyards and give to his officers and to his servants.
That's right. Now it's going to be taking, everybody going to get something. That military got to get paid. They got to eat. Yeah. Servants got to eat. And they got a job. Don't they? Mm-hmm. Downtown? When I say downtown, I'm talking about local government. Isn't there a position for everything? Yeah. There's a position for everything. I was there one day and I'm just like, damn, there's really a position for this? Or they got the deputy mayor? God. What the hell does a deputy mayor do, Taiwan? Sit around and just be a picture? Be a face? Deputy mayor ain't sitting down with no laws. Deputy mayor not talking to the governor, and legislators, and councilmen and Congress. No. They getting paid. That's what I said at the beginning of the class. Black people be like, damn, I can't get no job. I'm gonna run for political office. I'll be like, damn, what makes you? I don't know who you. I don't have no idea who you are. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 16.
Go on.
And he will take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your asses and put them to his work. Mm-hmm. He will take the tenth of your sheep and ye shall be his servants, and ye shall cry out in the day, it's like in that day, because of your king, which ye shall, it's like which ye shall have chosen you, and the Lord will not hear you in that day. Verse 19. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, Nay, but we will have a king over us.
Mm-hmm. He broke it down to him. He gave him the breakdown. He gave it to him. This is what's going to happen. They love Samuel because Samuel was the prophet of the Most High. Everything that Samuel prophesied came and happened, right? Every time Samuel directed them this way and they followed him, they were protected by the Most High. Every time they went against Samuel because he's the man of the moment, they said, nay, you still want a king over us. You don't think that you can exist without white people. That's why they vote. You don't think there's a life without white people. You don't believe it. They tricked you. They got you. You're still a slave. You don't think there's no other way but what white people taught us. Yo! Go ahead, Al.
Yeah. That we also may be like all the nations, in that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles.
Keep going.
And Samuel heard the word.
Did that not happen with Saul? They chose Saul based off of what they wanted a king to be. They chose Saul, and Saul just sat there while Goliath and his brothers was whooping us, beating us, just tearing us to shreds. And Saul just sitting there under a tree and wouldn't go and fight. Go ahead.
And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he rehearsed them in the ears of the Lord. And the Lord said to Samuel, hearken unto their voice and make them a king. And Samuel said to the men of Israel, go ye men unto his city.
Go ye every man unto his city. Meaning he's about to choose. Okay? There we go. That's what happened. All right? You got something, Thawon?
The only other thing I was just thinking about was Deuteronomy, where it says that we shall set no king above us unless it be one of our brethren or someone of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you know.
But even that, we done. We got that. Because you'll have black people say, well, vote for the black politician. Vote for the black politician. That's what black people would say. Say that again?
Which hasn't done anything for us.
Right. But they'll twist that scripture because now who we have that rules over us, and what that scripture was talking about Moses and from a particular line and how they're supposed to have. Now it doesn't happen. We have YAHANNA. So let him be king. We have the generals. We have commanding General YAHANNA, and the generals, and the captain. Let us rule. Let us do it. Let me play this sister right here, Angela Rye. Now, this is the same sister that was crying when that fat, disgusting Edomite woman stopped her in the airport and searched her in public in front of everybody. Hands all over her, and she started to tear up and cry. And you still want to vote. Check this out. I want to share it. Voting is not brotherly to YAHANNA because he's given the rule and authority. So you should let him rule.
Because
Black women, sisters, you gotta look deeper than what you're looking at. Not all of y'all. You really, really believe in America. You really believe in what they're telling you. I'm not saying don't get a career. I'm not saying don't get money. Do it. I'm not saying be great, be marvelous and wonderful and intelligent that you are. But please, y'all not even listening to a brother, a black man that tells you, when a black man says, I don't vote, you're not listening to him when he says why. You're not, you take it as you so deep that you're drowning. What are you? What? You so deep that you're drowning? What the hell are you talking about?
Nick, no shade, but sometimes our folks, including you right now, can be so deep that we're drowning.
Okay.
So the situation is there are certain things that we would still need to be able to do our own system that come from the process that currently exists. So here we go, finding ourselves in this cyclical pattern, right? We don't vote because we don't see ourselves reflected. We don't see ourselves reflected because we don't vote. We want to overthrow the system, but in order to overthrow the oppressive system that exists, we have to change the system. The only way to change the system is to go inside the system. The only way to go inside the system is to vote our folks inside the system, but we won't vote because we don't see ourselves there. It's because
you see how they cut it? Because Nick said, but Nick was about to go in, probably, most likely. You have to understand that this system was not created for you. This system has nothing to do with you. In fact, the Most High God, whom you don't believe in, you must not believe in anything other than your goddamn self. You don't believe that there's a system that you already have. Now, the Arabs did not close their stores today. No corner store was closed today for voting. The Arabs didn't say, it's voting day. I'm going to close the store so that I can go and take my family and we can go vote and work the polls and go campaign. No Arab did that. The Chinese restaurants, all open today. No Chinese restaurant closed. They didn't say, we got to go get the Chinese man, our man, in the office. The East Indians from India, Bengali, none of them shut down their shops, they stores, restaurants, nothing. None of them shut it down or stopped doing anything. Do they partake in the system for whatever they need that benefits them? Yeah. But they ain't trying to be a part of the system. Why do black people damn near think we just gotta get inside the system in order to see? Ain't nothing gonna work if we don't follow the system. What the hell can we do? Can a politician do that we can't? Fix the community. You can fix the community without doing anything through politics. What are you talking about? Even if you have to have some type of legislation or push, you can write these letters to the Congress, or you could just say, to hell with it. What's the law? Or you could just say, to hell with it. We'll just do this thing right here. We good. We good. My son had a football game in Canastota versus Waterville. I don't even know Waterville, New York existed. Some country Edomites pulled up, PYT, trailer park, all of them just disgusting, just racist, trashy bastards. And as they playing the game, referees didn't call nothing in our favor. Nothing happened in the favor of my son's team, right? And it got to a point to where all the players, not all of them, a lot of the players started to complain and cry. But they punching us in the gut. They taking their helmets and just diving at our shins. They doing all this. They tackling us by the face mask. And it just got to a point to where it was like, well, you just gonna have to play harder. You understand what I'm saying? We can't just keep going to the referees, because when the coach went to the referee and said, I just seen him punch my player in the stomach. Can you watch that? He threw the flag. It was like from Remember the Titans. He threw the flag, and the coach goes, yes. Our coach goes, yes. Okay, all right. He turns around and says, penalty, sideline penalty on the coaches for harassing the referees. There was 2 of those in that game. I said, yeah. What are children supposed to do, Flower? Be a part of the system? Go inside the system to change the system? How about we just come together in the city of Syracuse, where we are the players? How about we stop fighting each other? How about we stop making this an East Side, South Side thing? How about we make one team and make ourselves stronger? Because they had 30, 40 players over there. We only had 16. You understand what I'm saying? How about we just go to all sides of the city and say, we're going to be playing Waterville. We're going to play these country boys, these Edomites, these oppressors. And the referees ain't going to be on our side. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to have all of us just big and strong, create our own system of how we play, and boom, run 100 points on them every game. It's possible. That's us creating our own system, or should we go to their system and get inside their system and try to put our own inside their system? How about we do this? How about we take a brother from our hood and put him all the way over there in Waterville and let him sit there and have the meetings with Waterville? So you driving to Waterville every night? Come on, man. That's stupid. Stop it. Go ahead.
Salakia. Would you say so heavy because it's just kind of like it goes back to the whole civil rights thing. You know, when we sit there and we take the abuse, you know, from the other nations and the heathens, of course, though, and yield no results, but except, you know what I'm saying, further, you know what I'm saying, damaging ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what they're talking about and mentioning is kind of like, oh, it's like Trojan horse, you know what I'm saying, you know, method. What are you gonna do? Come in there, pretend like, you know, like, no, that doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you seen, you know what I'm saying, the Arabs, you know what I'm saying, join together, you know, by coming into politics? Have you seen the Chinese, you know what I'm saying, join together by getting into politics? Within 100 days of, you know what I'm saying, the presidents, you know, like within 100 days of the president being in office, you know what I'm saying, Asian Americans, or just Asians in general, got Asian hate, you know, bill passed, which is like anti-hate crime. Like, if we, after 400 years, get a, you know, lynching is illegal. I wonder if they're going to apply that, you know what I'm saying, to Kyrie Irving, you know what I'm saying, who's being publicly lynched, you know what I'm saying, via social media. So, and Kanye, it's a lot.
This thing is just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And it gets to a point where it's like, Black people, you shouldn't do that. You're so wrong for doing that. Damn, I can't have my own opinion. Isn't it the American way if I want to say, I'm just saying, if we talking about America, isn't the American way for me to say, I don't want to vote? Don't vote. You can't even say that out without being scrutinized and disfellowship from the Black community. And then when the white man said it, you still voted for him. He said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't Black, and you still voted for him. How disgusting was that? That is mind-boggling, thou woman. He straight up said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't Black. How disrespectful. Everybody then should have said, oh shit, excuse my language. Did he just say that? We ain't voting for you at all. But we all did. So then when he deals with the Chinese or the Asians or the Arabs or the LGBTQ community, he deals with somebody with integrity, with dignity. When he deals with Black people, he deals with a people that cry for crumbs, and you still just get pissed on, and I don't give a damn about you, and you still there begging and crying. Please, Mr. President Joe Biden. You just said and agreed, yo, Biden didn't do anything for us. That was wrong. And now it's election time, it's midterm season, midterm elections, and you all go and vote? They know they have your vote. They know they have it. But if you don't vote, then the Republicans automatically, who the hell cares? Who cares? Well, if we didn't vote, Trump was going to get in office. So what? Trump, the first racist white man ever to exist. Shut up. I cannot believe how weak we are. And they're using the sisters. Because the sisters keep saying, Black men don't go and vote. Well, listen to the nigga. Hear what he got to say. Maybe he's saying something that's good. What do we need? I can never get the damn answer. What do we need? We need Trump to stop persecuting us. We need police brutality to stop. You had a quote unquote Black president, Barack Obama. Did police brutality stop? Did the hood get better? Equity, equality, businesses? Did we get what? What? Nothing. In fact, Donald Trump laughed in your face and said, out of all the presidents, including Barack Obama, I gave the HBCUs the most money. I kept open the HBCUs. That's a goddamn shame. What do we need? There's things that we need. Okay, so then when you provide me with that list of the things that we need from the system, all right, I'll work with you. Does that mean that we have to vote? That doesn't mean you have to vote. Does it? Because we don't even, as a people, we just vote Democrat. So let's be real. We just vote Democrat. We as a people don't even like do what Puff Daddy said. Puff Daddy said, I'm holding my vote until I see what really can work for us. Black people should hold their vote. We just automatically give our vote to Democrats. Ice-Cube said the same thing. Now, I'm not saying go and be a Republican, because that's what, as soon as niggas hear that, they go, so you telling me you want to be a Republican? Ah! And then you tell them Martin Luther King was a Republican. Wasn't Martin Luther King a Republican? Y'all love Martin Luther King. You love Martin Luther King. He was a Republican. I'm just talking politics. Black people used to be conservative. We were the most conservative in the country. We were more conservative than white people. We didn't believe in abortion. We didn't believe in the LGBTQ. We didn't believe in all of that. We didn't do that. We was against drugs. Now, all of a sudden, we the liberals of all liberals in freedom. Open up your butthole and your mouth and open up the doors and whatever. Sell your drawers on the corner. We just don't give a damn about nothing. We don't have any morals. Why would anybody respect us? Maybe if we had some morality, we had some values, we believed in something and followed it first amongst our people. How about we fix ourselves first? Even if we believe in voting, how about we fix ourselves before we go and vote into that system? Damn, we can't fix ourselves before we get entrenched with your system? That means you ain't a goddamn thing. You have no power or control to take care of yourself. We gotta get inside the system in order to change the system. Shut your dumb behind up. You can't even fix your own house. Go ahead, Taiwan. We gotta get on your Quatiza's question.
It's a lot, you said. I mean, I don't know how too deep, I don't want to drown, of course. It's one of those things in which that they talk about, wealth, right? They talk about world, like who controls everything, and all this other stuff, though. And they push it to the point where it's just like, what is it, 1% of the population, controls all the wealth and riches. Of course, 3% of the population makes all the world goes round and whatever else stuff. Well, shoot, we 13% of the population, right? If we're running off that same mindset, of course, though, you need to tell me that this 13%, can't make change.
I won't.
Not by voting.
Yeah, but I won't. If we were to even side with voting and politics, Black people are predominantly Democrat. Democrat is pro-abortion. Black women have the highest rate of abortion. Let's talk politics. Since we so stupid, since we so dumb in the I.S.U.P.K. for having a thought of exiting out this system and living by our own. Since we so stupid, I always present this to you dummies who go and vote. You vote for pro-choice, which is pro-abortion, which is pro-death. And you have the highest rate. In 18 years, dummy, you won't have any voters. You niggas is dumb! You so dumb! Did you get what I just said, Taiwan?
Yeah, I see.
You have to be 18 years of age to vote, right? Or is it 21?
Sorry, I think it's still
18, yes, 18. I thought they changed it recently. Maybe
they were talking about it.
Okay. But in 18 years, you're going to be missing what, 500,000 voters? You're so dumb. You talk about me not voting and messing up everything, but you believe in abortion. And 500,000 Black, Hispanic, and Native American babies will be aborted. You're dumb. So you just took away your percentage for more votes. They said, "Ooh, New York might go Republican. New York might go Republican. This ain't just no usual grab for the Democrats, because New York is Democrat all the way." And boom, boom, boom. But they said, "Well, this shit, well, I don't know." And Hochul's main thing is Planned Parenthood, women's rights, feminism, abortion, abort mission, abort everything. Abort everything. I'll pay you to come to New York to abort your baby. Who won't vote for her? The dead baby? You're stupid. You're dumb. Don't you do that in politics and war? Don't you have your young people have sex and make babies? The Romans married them off. Let's go. Let's get these babies out. The Greeks, the Egyptians, when they see us having babies, oh, no, we can't have that. That's in the Bible. That's a potential threat. Go ahead, Al.
No, so slack. It's just so heavy of what you're saying, because it was like the same thing that I was headed to. Being the fact is that we don't know how to even have self-preservation. How can we enter into a system to try to take over this system, you know what I'm saying, or usurp authority over this system, of course, though, when we don't even know how to do self-preservation for ourselves, let alone to engage into the politics, you know what I'm saying, that has to deal worldwide.
We don't own nothing. When I look this stuff up, who owns Essence Magazine? 3 Hamites, the CEOs, all the chief officers of Essence Magazine. 3 Hamites, 1 East Indian, and 1 sister. I said, damn, we don't own Essence no more? We don't have a voice. Isn't there supposed to be a union in the NBA? An NBA players union? When they said these are the Kyrie, LeBron James and Chris Paul, they were supposed to stand up and go, hold up. We got to have a meeting with our union person first. Right? You don't even have your own. You don't even have your own. Shaq and Charles Barkley, they didn't go, oh, what question? Oh, Kyrie? I ain't talked to Kyrie yet. How can I talk about Kyrie? I haven't spoken to him yet. I'm going to speak to him first. Next question. That's what LeBron James should have did. I'm going to talk to Kyrie. I haven't spoken to him yet. Why didn't all the Black players in the NBA come together and sit down with Kyrie? Say, what you talking about, brother? What happened? What's this about? Okay, we all gonna come together. We're gonna defend him. Nah, he ain't do nothing wrong. You can't have that, but we gotta go and vote. Go ahead, Thalon.
Yeah, so like what you're saying is just so heavy, because it goes back to the precept. You know what I'm saying? When it says, that our people will become, basically tools, you know what I'm saying, for the other nations, of course, though. Somebody did, I don't know how true whatever stuff is, though, but they just showed all these different clips of LeBron James, you know what I'm saying, with these, Jewish, leaders, whatever else, though, and in their presence and everything else, though. It's like, oh yeah, LeBron took off a payoff, you know what I'm saying, for $1 billion when he could have went and got like $40-something billion, whatever else, though, in that thing right there, like you said, if we were all to just say, you know what, the NBA, the WNBA, all the brothers, all the sisters, colors, you know what I'm saying, is just gonna sit down. We ain't gonna participate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not right. The demands that they're making, it's just like, wow. Now they make these demands, you know what I'm saying, when others said this, you know, contrary, opposite, and everything else. This is this man's livelihood. And with all that he's contributed, I mean, I think they said he donated like $1.5 million to the WBA for women's salary back in 2020, right?
So where they at?
The monies that
Where they at? There was this big thing about Brittany Griner ain't have no support. He paid her salary, and she was smoking weed with it. He paid her salary, and she took the money and got high. Where's the WNBA? They should be back in. Where all these sisters at? Having all the sisters that came out of nowhere. We need to get her out of the jail in Russia. The NBA is LeBron James' fault. The black man, he don't care about the black woman. The black woman's a lesbian. She thinks she a black man. Toughen up. Can you get that for me, please, Bubba Kusha? Romans 11 and 26.
Romans chapter 11, verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. As concerning the gospel, they are
No, that's it, right? You got 26.
26 and 27.
Yeah, just 26. Read 26 one more time.
Romans chapter 11, verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
All right. And so all Israel shall be saved. That's the key point. All right. The Quatazah asked that question. The key point in that is that all Israel shall be saved. The focus is Israel. Okay. And our salvation. It's about our salvation. It has nothing to do with any other nation. It's about us. You hear people going into the 1/3 and the 2/3 and all this. Israel shall be saved. That's your focus. All right. For us to go out here and to save our brothers and sisters. That's brotherhood. There shall come out of Zion the deliverer. It's talking about Yahweh Shai Mashiach. And shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. He shows us that we can keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That we can be right. And that he is our king. And these things have the connection with salvation. And everything that connects to salvation that you're reading is for Israel and Israel only. All right? So that's what that is, brother. All Israel, all Israel. Think of that. Think of it like that. Have in your mind that all Israel should be saved. Don't be sitting there going, well, them brothers ain't gonna make it, those sisters ain't gonna make it. That's not our calling. That's not what we're gonna make the decision on. Our goal is for Israel to be saved. That's that precept right there. That's why how heavy it is. Okay. Let me just see this real quick. Shannon Sharp switched up his words on this one. Shannon Sharp switched it up on this one. 4 days ago, Shannon Sharp was against with Kyrie. did make a good point recently. I think it was today. I thought it was. I just wanted to hear where you said it. Yeah, it was today. You probably don't even have that clip for it, where he said they going too far though. Skip, they going too far. Man, they want him to do this, this, and this. That's too much now. He done said he was sorry. All right now. So Shannon kind of said something today that I kind of was like, okay, Shannon, you somewhat just redeeming yourself. Okay. Thought he was trying to redeem himself because when he did what he did, he was like, say sorry, apologize. He was just all over it. And I know he felt the blunt force that everybody coming at him. Black folks couldn't stand Shannon Sharp. And today he probably was like, okay, all right now, all right. Because they got that list of demands. You know, he got a list of demands of all these things that he must do in order to play back with the Brooklyn Nets.
Apologize.
He has to meet with the
Leaders.
the Anti-Defamation League, the Jewish leaders, he has to do what they give police sensitive training. Kyrie Irving, they got to give him sensitive training. Ain't Kyrie like a vegan and a hippie and a flat earth and all this other stuff? Kyrie Irving, they got to give him sensitive training.
Sensitivity training.
Whoa, sensitivity training through what?
Anti-Semitism.
And he has to take D something training to take away the aggression and the anger and the hate that he has for the Semites. I was like, that's crazy. All right. What you got, the list?
That's like, yeah, I did that. Let me see.
He said he might retire. He's going to be a free agent. And what they was talking about today is the Lakers are talking about picking him up. That'd be crazy and off the chain. Because did y'all see that when LeBron James, when he denounced Kyrie Irving, he went against his brother. Did you see the hat he had on?
Ready to make a joint?
No. LeBron not gonna wear a mega hat. Did you see the hat he had on, yo?
So
But you got the list?
God.
Right.
He has to apologize and condemn the film he promoted. Make a $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes. Complete sensitivity training. Complete anti-Semitism training. Meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders. Meet with his team owner, Joe Tsai, to an understanding of the situation.
That's it, Sawap. Give Sawap a hand. Blue hat with the number 42. What hat is that?
Wow.
What is that?
Was it not Jackie Robinson?
Yeah,
No.
Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson. This nigga got on a Jackie Robinson hat. The one that left the Negro Leagues to play in the white MLB. Damn. Yo, this is perfect. That's a perfect picture. He got on Jackie Robinson hat while he going against Kyrie for saying, how can I be anti-Semitic when I know who I am? Basically, black people is the Jews.
You talking about LeBron saying that?
LeBron went against Kyrie.
It's like, yeah, he said something.
I'm just saying how he had the hat on.
Yeah.
You know how deep that was. What Kyrie did cause harm to people? Who was harmed? Who was harmed for him posting a book? Who was harmed for that? Somebody was harmed? God damn. He harmed a lot of people. They're saying in the documentary, what they're saying that is harmful is white Jewish people started the Holocaust.
Oh yeah, it's like it's something along the lines of that they just made it up. That's one of the things that they've been kind of pushing, saying like, oh, how have they been spinning it?
They saying that it's not 6 million deaths. Right. They're saying that when people say 6 million deaths, this is what the documentary is saying.
Right.
When people say 6 million deaths, it's not that many deaths.
Which is true.
It's less.
Right.
Well, I mean, I don't know. 6 million deaths still ain't nothing compared to us. But
it's on the internet, gotta be true.
but I'm trying to see if it's more than one that says it.
What about his
Yeah, I heard that his mother was Jewish. I heard that before. That Hitler's mother was Jewish, and his father was German.
I did hear that.
So that would make him German according to biblical standards. That would make him German according to what we believe. But what do Jewish people believe? They follow the lineage of your mother. Is what makes you Jewish. I don't know. Or I'm not true.
Where this cat was going out interviewing Jewish people or whatever. And I mean, the things that the Jewish people were saying was just like everybody on the entire earth is made for their benefit.
Yes.
That we're all going to serve them. And they say it in a way that is so nasty. So nasty.
Yeah, that's what was the singer from Kiss? Gene Simmons?
Good.
Yeah, it says something.
Mm.
Oh, man, I gotta find where he says that. Not yet. It might not be here. Sorry. Dude said we get Otis Redding. But no, there was some place where he said that the heathens are to serve us. And that was pretty crazy when he said that. But that's what the scriptures say, though. You know, all the heathens is going to serve us. And they kind of doing it right now because they took that mantra. But guy, he said 96% of the entertainment industry is ruled by Jewish people. Man. All right. With that, I'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Thal. So about all that. I'm just trying to find that clip.
I.S.U.P.K security announcement. We're at I.S.U.P.K Charlotte 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Underneath the leadership of Commander Junior YAHANNA, roof for new brother and sister. When new brother and sister come to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They'll be student only. They're here to show themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is commandment, Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashua. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Hanukkah, which is going to be December 17th, span of 8 days. December 17th. It's a time period in which that, we rededicate, the temple, of course, though. We decorate it, of course, though. Not like what you see in the Christmas, same difference, but, we beautify, of course, the temple, of course. It's a time period when we took back, our history, our culture, our heritage, of course, who we are as a people. So that's the Feast of Hanukkah. With that being said, if anyone wants to be a trooper in school, start wearing our black boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. One courtesy to the individual, Majin, my Shabbat, Majin, Barak, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai, Brakathum, Yazamatah, Saul, one courtesy to the sisters, Israel, Majin, my Shabbat, Majin, Barak, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai. Yazamatah, class dismissed.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, he said that. Gene Simmons said that.